It's the unfortunate part of our business. She does it not only, from a great standpoint in terms of wins and losses, but in a way that leads with grace, that leads with dignity, that values the game and players in this game. So you hate to hear news like that.
Yeah, Lexi obviously was added to the injury report as questionable, went through warm-ups. Just do you have a status for her tonight?
Not yet. I'm trying to get it after she goes through her individual warm up and her team and the team warm up to see where we are.
If you guys won't have Lexi tonight, what do you need to see from the rest of the group to step up in her absence?
I mean, what Lexi brings us on the defensive end is huge. Her activity level, her defensive rebounding. So we're going to have to collectively add to that. We obviously size. We don't have a lot of size on the perimeter. We've lost a lot of our size. So we're going to have to make sure that we're really active, that our attention to detail defensively is really good, that we have each other's back, and most importantly, that we finish plays. Like our guards are going to have to average about 5 defensive rebounds for us.
Steph, have you seen Aaliyah play a little bit more feisty, a little bit more with an edge, maybe the last month? And if so, maybe what do you think it has led to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think number one, just the sense of urgency and competitive fire, that she has. I think that she really enjoys this group and wants to compete for them night in and night out. I think the other thing is, and I'm sure I would feel this way if I was a post player, like you get sick and tired of getting banged around all the time. It's physical in there, and AB's really nice. And sometimes, for us, it's really good when she starts to show that fire, and she has been.
When you open a series as decisively as you did in game one, how do you build on that? Or how do you just describe the approach on approaching game two in light of a performance like that one?
Well, I think you got to flush it. It's you have to approach every game like a one game series. We don't expect it to be like that. Certainly, we know that Las Vegas is capable of doing damage like as they have done, and we expect them to come out and to really be aggressive and to throw the first punch. But we have been very good about not looking behind us to anything that's already happened and not looking too far in front of us and just being where our feet are, staying in the moment. And we have to do that tonight. We have to approach every game as if it's a back against the wall game and have a sense of urgency on every play. We understand it's a long series, but we've got to approach it one game at a time.
Steph, do you know when Lexi got hurt?
Yeah, I think her initial injury happened the very first time she got run over, which was in the first quarter, and she took a lot of hits. She took 4 or 5, pretty solid hits in the ball game, and so it just continued to get re-aggravated, and overnight was not kind to her.
Vegas is going to want to come out and, punch first after the way that, the last game went. So when you're kind of talking to the team or like even with the team knowing what it has to do, like what's the key to trying to not just really like withstand that punch, but maybe even not let it happen in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there has to be a sense of desperation with how you play. Every level and every stage in the playoffs requires a different version of yourselves. And, we certainly anticipate that they're going to come out with much more aggressiveness on both ends of the floor. But at the same time, that's what we have to do as well. We have to have our own desperation. We have to make sure that we are aggressive offensively, defensively. We want to be the team that sets the tone. And so, yes, we can anticipate that they are going to do that. But at the same time, I expect us to do that as well.
Even with that decisive win in game one, was there anything that you really saw that you would like to improve upon in game two?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think every time you watch the film, it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. And we weren't quite as good defensively as I thought we were. When I went back and watched it, they got off a lot of ball screen coverages that we didn't execute. They were able to score on them. They were able to get high percentage looks that they normally make. So we've got to be better in that area. We didn't get as many 50-50 balls as I would have liked. We've got to be better in that area. And I felt like even though we shared the ball really well, we still missed opportunities to make the easy pass. And we've got to be able to do that here tonight. Thank you.